Who is it?
It's me, Dave. Open up, man. I got the stuff.
Who is it?
It's me, Dave, man. Open up. I got the stuff.
Who?
The people who have the most critical interest in the future of marijuana are not scientists or policemen or even drug dealers. They're ordinary people in pain. Many of those people claim that marijuana relieves their pain, and now science is backing them up. Right now in England, a small research company is selling the world's first modern pharmaceutical derived wholly from cannabis plants. And it wouldn't have happened if there weren't so many people who are in pain and out of options to treat it.
I feel older than I feel that I should be. I'm sure if I hadn't had it, it's because it wears you down. It really wears you down, and so I know I'm a completely different person than the person I should have been.
Michelle Collins suffers from a condition known as chronic neuropathic pain, pain that keeps hurting even after the injury that caused it is gone. In Michelle's case, the pain started on what she thought would be a relaxing Saturday morning.
I was just lying at home watching the television. I was just watching the TV, had not been ill directly before, and my face suddenly went dead. Left-hand side of my face went dead.
Colin had contracted shingles, a condition that occurs when a virus lodges in the nerves that transmit pain along the surface of the skin. Doctors who treat shingles patients say the disease can be so excruciating that patients who have it are sometimes considered a risk for suicide. In Michelle Collins' case, it took nearly a year to find a doctor who recognized what was wrong with her.
When I went to see him, he got really excited. He was jumping up and down saying, "Oh, this is so exciting. I haven't seen a case like yours in so many years." And he did all these horrible things where they sort of stroke your cheek with tissues and they touch your eyes with tissues. And it's, when you have this sort of condition, it's horrible. It's like having your funny bone knocked millions and millions of times, because surface discomfort is the worst. And he was saying, oh yes, it's probably from a virus, but not to worry, it'll clear up within a year, it'll be cleared up. Very, very small percentage of people, he said, it doesn't, the damage is so severe it doesn't clear up. Well, it's 9 years later, and I'm still in a lot of pain.
Deborah Weeks began to feel pain after what should have been a minor surgery, except in her case, the surgeon mistakenly left a nylon thread knotted to a nerve in her abdomen.
The pain was there all the time, with occasional breakthrough pains, what I call short, sharp, electric-type spasms, which seem to occur at any time and to varying degrees of severity.
Weeks had to undergo 2 more surgeries before doctors finally found the nylon thread on her abdomen and removed it. But by then, the damage had been done, and her pain appeared to be incurable.
The pain still remained, and it was then decided that the pain was probably due to nerve damage.
But down here you've got a very narrow disc.
Pain relief is a notoriously difficult form of medicine. Although about 1 in 4 adults in the U.S. suffers chronic pain, few medications are available to treat it, and those that are available are considered by many patients to be worse than the pain itself. Dr. William Notcutt runs a pain clinic at James Paget Hospital in Norfolk, England.
I was faced with a lot of patients for whom I really didn't have any other treatments for them. They were suffering with chronic pain, and I was faced with just saying, I'm sorry, I don't have anything else.
Dr. Notcutt says he knew that some of his patients used marijuana for pain relief, and he thought marijuana's medical possibilities deserved more study. But at that point, anti-drug laws prevented doctors in Britain from doing research with patients.
It was much too difficult. The regulations were extensive, and also doing any research into this area would attract the distaste of one's colleagues, and if one was an academic, one just wouldn't get any research money for it.
But all that changed in the 1990s, when a group of patients with multiple sclerosis, or MS, took the law into their own hands. They started smoking marijuana openly, and when arrested, they simply explained that they needed it to treat their MS.
These patients were coming forward and saying, it seems to help my symptoms. The tightness in my muscles is less. The pain in my legs is less. I can sleep better at night.
And juries listened to them. One after another of these patients was arrested, pled guilty, and let off without punishment. That created a stir not just in the press, but in the British government, where officials started looking for a way to get MS patients out of the headlines. They got their answer from this man. Jeffrey Guy is a doctor, an entrepreneur, and just about the last man you'd ever expect to find in the marijuana business.
I knew nothing about cannabis, growing it. I didn't actually know what it looked like, I have to admit.
Don't let the shy smile fool you. Dr. Guy has made millions in the pharmaceutical industry, and when he read the headlines about MS patients, he saw an opportunity to start a new company. In 1997, he attended his first cannabis conference.
Somebody said, isn't there somebody from the pharmaceutical industry in the audience? And I looked around and I could see 2 or 3 faces that were familiar to me, but they sort of slunk down in their seats a little bit. It wasn't done to be seen at a cannabis conference in 1997. And I stood up and spoke from the floor for about 20 minutes.
Within weeks,